morning, Mrs. Balogo. Good morning, Mrs. Incubator. Good morning, everyone. I really don't know where to start. If I have to speak after Mrs. Incubator, whose factory is looking like a Buckingham Palace. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm sure that the biggest thing we're here for is to encourage you, is to make you know, not only to believe. Believe is your hoping, is to know that wherever you are now, you can make room to improve your life. For me, I've been in corporate business, I have been in local business, I'm a woman of every part, so I'm sure that I'll be relevant to you. Sometimes you want to get discouraged when you speak to or you listen to people who have just had the curve go up. You understand? When I speak, when I have the opportunity to speak, I usually don't use notes because I want to speak to you. I want you to look at me. I want you to take in what I'm saying. Alright? And I want to speak from my heart. Now, Nigeria is difficult. Nigeria is difficult. For those of you who are Yoruba people, there's a saying in Yoruba, Kaba buyon nínú ewé, Kaba fi ọbẹ̀ sínú èpo ẹ̀pà, ẹ̀ntó máa yó. For those people who don't speak Yoruba, it simply means, you know pounded yam. Even if you put your pounded yam onto a leaf, which means that the pounded yam is small, and you put the stew to eat the pounded yam with in the shell of groundnut. Some people will complain, some people will be satisfied, but the people who will be satisfied anyway. That is what I want your life to be. I am 55, which means I was born in 1960, right? Ever since I was born, and I stand to be corrected, if there's an older person here, or when you get home, ask your family members, your parents, your grandparents. Ever since I was born, I have never heard any parent say, come here, I have too much money. It is always, it's not enough. It cannot go round. This country is difficult. If you need to buy property in Ikoyi, as I speak to you now, 1 billion. When I started to practice, Ikoyi, we could still buy for about 10 million. At that time, and I'm sure before my time, Ikoyi was probably 200,000 or a few shillings. People still said it's not enough. There's not enough. When it was 4 million, 10 million, it wasn't enough. Now it's 1 billion. It's not enough. But people are buying it anyway. So how are we going to get into the bracket of people who will continuously improve their life and not complain? Are you with me? There's another thing I'm going to tell you. This is my own personal belief. Problems will always come. Challenges will always be there. But I have a belief. Every life is in a room. There are windows, there are doors, there's the roof, and you're always locked in because you're in control of your own life. Now, if somebody comes and knocks your door, do you know that you have other opportunities of getting out? You can break the window. If somebody comes, if the wicked one comes, locks the window and locks the door and calls another enemy to lock the window, what do? You have the roof. What am I saying to you? There's always a choice. I learned something from someone I was close to before now. He said to me, and I'm holding on to it, don't ever complain. No matter your situation, immediately begin to look for a solution. So, you have failed your school cert. Is it crying and complaining that the witches have done their worst, or there was no light, or my husband left me, or is that the solution? So if you keep complaining, you're going to sit there and moan, and the world is going by. Time doesn't stop. Whether somebody has died, whether you have killed somebody, whether you are in trouble, unfortunately, the measurement of the world, time does not stop. Even if the world decides to stop the clock, the Lord Almighty does not stop. So, that's 3 points now. The third thing is that you must learn to find solutions. No matter what it is. Worst case scenario, I always laugh and it will never happen. No matter what it is now, I have learned to remain calm. What is the next move? So what is the solution? So you've lost your job. Okay, thank you all very much. Go in your room, lock your door, cry, tear your cloth, curse the people who have done it, curse yourself for the mistakes you have made. But I'm going to use another Yoruba proverb because there's a lot of knowledge in what our forefathers have put together. Two people cannot be lying to each other. It's either the person who is lying knows that he's lying, or the person who is receiving it knows that he's lying. So you cannot, what does that mean? You cannot deceive yourself. You can deceive every other person. I can tell you here that I have 10 billion in my account, especially when men are toasting women. You know? They can say, my Rolls Royce, my this, my car. I'm just walking now. Oh, did you see me get out of the bus? My Mercedes is in the garage. There's no problem. You can deceive other people. But the day you need to do self-accounting, lock yourself in and do not deceive yourself. There's a Calabar saying that when you begin to deceive yourself, it means you have gone mad. Because if now there are some jeeps parked outside, you leave this place, you suddenly go to the jeep and say, this car is my car. We need to call the doctor. You can pose in front of the car so that the girl passes. When she's gone, you cannot say, hey, she thought it was my car. But when you begin to claim that car, isn't there a problem? It means that we need to examine your head. So the first thing I'm going to let you know, before you can continue to improve, you do not have to deceive yourself. Deceive other people. Sometimes a lie, they say in Igbo, is kinder than the truth. You understand? You can begin to lie to other people. But when you want to do your self-assessment, you want to be in the nude with yourself. You want to lock that door and say, hey, this is where I am. This is where I want to go. This is where I want to be. There's another English saying that you can aim for the stars, and you can aim for the moon and catch the stars. At least aim for something. Are we there? So now we have agreed that you must do a self-assessment, know where you are. That is the only time you can move forward. The next major thing I'm going to tell you is that you must have a plan. Plans don't always work. Plans do not always work. Dreams are not always fulfilled. But at least you must have a plan. A planless life is a useless life, as far as I'm concerned. For those of us who are so beautiful, there's nothing wrong with dreaming that one day you may be the first lady of Nigeria. There's no, don't laugh. But make a plan as to how you're going to get to be first lady. Whether you're going to be walking around politicians and looking to marry them. You understand me? But no matter how silly the thought is, make a plan. Make a wish. Sometimes dreams do come true. We'll come to that. Okay? So you must make a plan. You may plan to be the president of Nigeria. There's nothing wrong with that. You may end up being a minister. You may end up being a commissioner. You may end up even being the president of your own home. A president is a president. Me, I'm president of my house. I'm commander-in-chief. She's commander-in-chief of her company. So even if she's dreamt of being a president, she's president. Her word is law. She's commander-in-chief. Do you understand me? So you must make a plan. But your plan must not be fixed. must make your plan to be flexible, because life deals blows. Do you accept that? Or you think it doesn't? It deals blows. It deals blows. It deals blows. But another major thing which I learned from secondary school is that after a while, from those of us who are coming from very low background and very low family, it doesn't matter. What I learned in the secondary school I went to, what the Reverend Sisters told me, after a while, your parents stop being unimportant. Your situation in life stops being unimportant. Can you imagine? She came here on her own turf. If you look at her pedigree, she may be Nnamdi Azikiwe's daughter. Probably she's Goodluck Jonathan's cousin. Maybe me, I'm an Awolowo. But will you listen to me if I came in here to tell you, my name is Folake, and my father said, and my daddy said, and then we took the aeroplane, and my auntie, won't you say that this one is a delinquent? So after a while, your status in life, the one that you have been privileged with, becomes unimportant. How many children of the rich are in Yaba? How many children of the rich cannot get it past their parents' door? How many children of the rich, the people you look up to, sometimes they just disappear? I saw a book yesterday, which I want to buy in traffic. It says, how A+ students work for average people. Have you noticed that those very, very brilliant ones in secondary school, we just don't see them anymore? Maybe they're in university somewhere. It is the average people like us, you and me, that will run it. It's either they have become, what's that word? I see it on t-shirts now. There's a word, not nerd, there's another word they use. You know, our own life is different. The language has changed. The internet has spoiled everything. When I remember, I'll give you that word. Is it geek? I think it's geek. Huh? The geeks disappear. It is the average people like you and me. The geeks are in universities, they are at the astronaut center, they are dreaming somewhere. So don't be despondent. Me, I failed school SAT 2 times. I repeated. When we go for old girls meeting now, I don't know which set I belong to. Because I failed from 3. So I dropped 1 set. School SAT, I managed to pass. They cancelled the result because some people cheated. It's 5 years. The counting was 6, 7. After that, I did it again. They said I didn't have maths. 8. But continuous improvement. Thanks to my parents. You understand? They said you will pass. At a stage, I said, leave me, let me go and learn a trade. They said, no. If it's going to take you 20 years, you are too troublesome. You will sit down and pass this thing. So, no matter where you are now, you can make it. You understand me? You can make it. Although I am Mrs. Balogun's friend, she invited me here today because I will tell you just a little bit of what I'm doing or what I've been able to do. Now, I told you I was in school for 8 years instead of 5. It's not SSO. Our home is form. So instead of 5 years, I spent 8. I did A-levels, okay? Folake Furniture Factory. Who knows the meaning of that one? FFF. That's what we used to call it. That one got Folake Furniture Factory. I'm sure you have your own slang. Luckily for me, they had started IB. You know, I think education now is beginning to recognize something. It's not all of us that are going to be academically strong. Some of us have other talents and other endowments. Photography is a big deal now. Look at T.Y. Baby. She's personal photographer to the president. Sewing clothes. You will see lawyers who are sewing. In my time, you tell your parents you want to be footballer. They will take you home to the village. You have your head examined. But so you have greater opportunities. Okay? Now, let's fast track. I managed to pass IB. What is IB? IB recognizes that in case there are people who are having challenges with getting into university, IGCSE and A-levels is not the only way. There's also what they call IB, which recognizes the fact that some people are brilliant, but they can't sit down to cram. So they give you room to do a lot of research, which you send, and then you do some exam. So that was what saved me. Anyway, I got into university. I have a BSc in Pole Science. In university, continuous improvement, I joined Students' Union, did everything. I always make the best use of everything that is around me. Anyway, I left with BSc Political Science. After that, Youth Corps, as usual, restless, because I know some of you here will be restless. I went to 3 places, Police College, Lagos State Television, before I finished. But there's one thing I never lose sight of, continuous improvement of my life. My mother was not so educated. I think she had primary 6 of the time, standard 6. My father probably had more than 3. So, it's not that I'm coming from a family where education, but I know one thing. For you to go from low class to middle class is education. It's not money. There are so many professors, especially from Ekiti State, whose parents are not educated, but they move from the level of nobody to being people. That one is automatic if you face academics. Do you understand? Anyway, I also have an LLB and a BL, which means I want to be a lawyer. When I now do this political science, I just got bored. I said, is this my dream? Is this what I want? Looking for a job, looking for employment, looking for this. I said, no. I was married. My 3 boys, 3 of the 5 she talks about, were born while I was at LASU. A lot of my friends dropped out. A lot of us went together to try and be lawyer after our first degree. They dropped out. I was sewing. I was doing law. I was married. I was getting pregnant. Instead of 3 years, I spent 4 years. Even when I was called to the bar, the stomach was like this. I was called in December, I had that last baby in March. Do you understand? So, continuous improvement, no matter your situation, it is possible. You just must look for that tiny opportunity which you have. Most importantly, I know that most of you, when you get to Paka, you tune to DSTV. DSTV is good, but you must listen to Nigerian news. Opportunities happen in this country. There's Y-Wing, there's Bank of Industry, there's a lot of opportunities for young people now. There are scholarly competitions that are going on. If you can't buy the newspaper, look for a library. You must read the newspaper. Look at the adverts. Listen to the news. Whether you like government or not, they owe us some responsibility which they sometimes fulfill. So listen to the news. Be a part of everything. Come to places like this, even if you are not invited. If they say you have to pay 10,000, stay by the gate. Listen. Some people will drop their leaflet. Take it. Do you understand? Don't be discouraged by anything. You must have your confidence intact. My friends know me, including Mrs. Balu. My own is either yes or no. If they say the Queen of England is there, I will go. It's either they send me back. But when you don't try, you can't succeed. So you must have your confidence intact. Don't let. And as for dressing, you have to dress well though. No trousers here. I'm even one of the people who pray that people who put trousers here will never succeed. So you can imagine. So you must dress properly and shh, do not say I told you. If you don't have money, there's Yabao. Sure you know. There's another place. There's another place close to Agege. For those of us who go to expensive shops, once you put the dress in water, what does it become? Second hand. If I want to sell it, where does it go? Yaba. So don't discuss with anybody. You know the best time to go there. Early in the morning. So, when you are still managing your life, don't go and be looking for Gucci, Doro Gucci, Doro what? Bugatti. Please go there. When you start it very well, I think Mrs. Akikube, what we are looking for is a nicely presented person. I came with my housekeeper. As we drove out, we saw my son. He decked sunglasses. He wore his shirt. He hung his hand on the second-hand motor that I gave him. Grace looked at him and said, look at Jomi, mommy, look at Jomi. He's looking like a big man. Look at Jomi. The posture was posture of That is what you should have. Oh. Nobody is scared. Yaga, I'm going to Agege. I've seen it, Aware. Kata, you got it. I know the place. Shoes are there, shirts are there. For those people who feel offended because of this, no problem. Please continue to go to Ikoyi. I'm talking to my own people. Change, you know. What we want is a nice, of course, polish your shoe and dress well. That is an aside. Now we're going. I got married, struggled to become a lawyer. What did I get? You want to hear? 3rd class. I will tell you why. I was sewing clothes. I was in school. I was a mother in a very difficult marriage. So I even got 3rd class. When Ganifa and me also, you know what he got? 3rd class. So it doesn't matter. Except you want to be a geek. You just must continuously hang in there. Do you understand me? You owe it to yourself. You don't owe it to anybody. You do not owe anybody anything. 3rd class. If they call lawyers today in Nigeria, will I not go? Am I not there? Is my name not in the register? And when I used to practice, magistrates and judges will call me after to say, you are the kind of people who want to come to court. Because me, when I'm going, I dress well. My wig, my gown, my jewelry, everything. Dress well, not loud. So, and the English now, that's another thing. Please, don't watch too much of Nollywood. They are good. I watch them. They relax me. Essentially, you need them for the street knowledge. But what you must know is that you need to watch the English movie that the English people have put together. It improves your diction. It improves your use of language. It improves your confidence. It gives you a way to go. Are you with me? I want you to take away a lot of things today. Nollywood is good. But please go and watch Shakespeare. They have drama section on DSTV. Learn how to pronounce words. Your friends may laugh because even if you are the most brilliant, contact is the most important. And the language of the world is English and Chinese. Chinese is difficult. If you can, learn a second language. But your English must be perfect for you to move on in life. Are you with me? So let's move on quickly. I don't know how many minutes I have. I see Mrs. Folake standing there. Just give me 2 minutes more. Now, where are we? I left. I went to work in Vanguard. Left that place. Immediately after that, all the time I'm trading, me, from Cotonou to Lagos, because you have to keep it going. So don't wait for salary. You must always do something on the side. Learn to bake. Learn to make beats. Learn to drive. Do something. You understand? Continuous improvement doesn't have to be big. Your dream is still there, but you must keep moving. Do you understand? You must keep moving. I'm always doing something. I've sold gari, I've sold furniture, I'm a trader. But I went into politics. That's another avenue where you can become famous. Don't give up. If you don't want to go now, it's fine. But we all must be a part of it. Nigeria is our own. Do you understand? We must be a part of it. So I got involved in politics. Let me fast track. I became ambassador. No, I became commissioner. When I became commissioner, when the first term finished, I'm too blunt. I don't know how to play all the mago. So they pulled me out. The week they pulled me out, I was back in court with my wig and gown. A few of the judges in Ogun State saw me. They had to say, court, let's close. Is it Folake Marcus-Bello? Because I realized that if nothing is coming from government, bills don't stop, I need to go back. So I went back. I didn't have a car. I borrowed somebody's second-hand car. It's nobody's business. Are you with me? It is nobody's business. I started to work. Shortly 6 months after working again, I became ambassador. When ambassadorial finished and I was coming back, and I know that I've already fought a few people in my group, so it's not likely that anything else will come. What did I do? I went back to UI. I'm a student as I'm standing here, finishing in a month. I'm taking on a master's in peace and conflict studies. Continue. Now, I'm going to submit my project this week. You know the continuous improvement now? I started a toilet roll factory. So I'm going to be talking to Mrs. Abi today. Nobody gave me a chance. I bought a fourth-hand machine. I wish I brought you pictures. Nobody. I put it in the rain for 1 year. I started to build a bungalow to put my machine. One by one, somebody taught me, if you give away 1,000 naira, that's 10 blocks. So if you give away 5,000, that's 50 blocks. I started to build one by one. Now, I have 5 machines. I have a number 6 that's coming. The toilet roll is still selling. I don't think I have enough in the car. If I do, I'll check. I'll give you one to take away. The sweat. As at the last count, the factory is worth about 40 million. I haven't borrowed a penny. Not because I have money, but my block of 1,000 naira. Because when you sit down and calculate how much money comes in and out of your hand, it is a lot. Now, the good news is, because BOI saw the tissue paper, they came looking for me last week. They have come to back of industry. They have come to visit the factory. Another thing is women who are here, sorry men, women who are here, there's a section they've created now called gender section. So if you have an idea, whether it's stupid or not, go there. It's our money. They are waiting for you. Gender department, go to their reception. Good afternoon. I'm looking for the woman in charge of gender. Why? Because I'm a woman and they said there's gender here. Do you understand? So they come to look for me now. We are talking. And my dream, like hers, is to build a 500 million naira tissue company. Continuous improvement. Because of tissue now, I have gone to Turkey, Tunisia, Italy, the headquarters of tissue. I have seen the machine I want. With this my 1,000 naira 10 block, talk to me next year. And that's what before I leave, that's what I want to when you get back to Mrs. Balogun, for all this effort, we must thank people who put young people together and despite it all, make you know. 1 second. I do not want you to use the word believe. Belief should be left to the church. We must believe that Christ died and resurrected. We must believe that anything can happen. I want you to know that things are happening and things can happen to you. You have to research. Do you understand? You have to be involved. You have to ask questions. You have to talk. I don't want to hear, I don't have a mentor. Your mentoring can even come from the woman roasting Boli in the corner of your place. I don't have time, so I don't want to tell you the Boli story. Don't look down on anybody. Have your circle of friends, but talk to everybody. Nobody's going to steal your dream. Don't keep it in the cupboard. Talk. If 1 million people in Nigeria want to do tissue, let them come. I have my own dream. And that dream, there's space for it. She's making cards. She's not the first person to make cards in the world. She's making her own and she's making money. They are making their own in England and they are making money. Somebody is doing in Ghana. So don't be discouraged. And this story of don't tell anybody so they will not steal the idea. Let them steal it. It will be photocopy. It can never be original. Are you with me? Don't be discouraged that you cannot find people who are higher up. Sometimes you are lucky you find them. Sometimes you can't find them. Read. Go to the internet. Go to books. Research. Stop listening to Doroguchi. The latest one now is Wojue or something. They are important relaxation, but they are not the focus of your life. Be serious, because time is short. Only yesterday we were 21. I still remember my 21st birthday. I'm 55. To get up and run now, sometimes the leg will go crack. It's the reality. So now that you have the strength and the opportunity, please use it. Thank you all very much.